Welcome to Heat Check, powered by Defunct.com. These are the highest selling vintage t-shirts on eBay over the last 2 weeks. Let's see who made the list. This week at number 10, we have the Sushi and the Banshees Mosquito Head t-shirt. Look at this one. This one is great. Mosquito heads are obviously constantly on this list. These are some of the coolest tees ever made, in my opinion. Some of the most forward-thinking. But this one, super dope, super cool. If you're in punk rock fan into Sushi and the Banshees, this is a t-shirt for you. Super dope, super cool. Not a whole lot to speak of. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage or anything, even if you could tell. I don't see any holes or anything like that. I love this bleach look on the back, or paint look. Super cool. Let's see. This was a size large. Pretty good size. That makes a lot of sense. This one sold for $1,000. Then at number 9, we have this 1994 WWF New Generation WrestleMania 10 event t-shirt. This one looks just absolutely immaculate. Look at the graphic. Looks perfect. Looks like it's basically dead stock. I don't see any errors. It's on a 3D emblem tag. That's wild. I've never seen a wrestling tee on a. This is the later 3D emblem tag, but still, it's a 3D emblem tag. Cut tag looks like it actually was. That probably meant this was a reject or something like that. That probably is true because it has a print error. So you see the back is not quite finished or not quite done. Looks like Lex Luger's name is misspelled. Let's see, there's another error. What they said the other error was. Ludwig Borga. Oh yeah, instead. Okay. Yeah, there's the wrong picture. So this probably never ever made it out to the public, which is really interesting, really cool. Obviously, we have that New York skyline with the Twin Towers on it. Definitely adds some nostalgia on this T-shirt. Super crazy T-shirt. Probably one of a kind is my guess. I doubt there's very many of these even around anymore because it probably was unreleased. So it makes a lot of sense that it also went for $1,000. Then at number 8, we have the Mark Gonzalez Gator Vision Streetwear Mermaid Skateboard t-shirt with a mermaid smoking it and drinking here. Let's see, the 1988 is what it says, I think. Vision Mark Gonzalez board. This is so these t-shirts. No, let's begin. Then at number 8, we have the vintage Mark Gonzalez Gator Vision Streetwear Mermaid Skateboard tee. Skateboard tees, especially from the late 80s, early 90s, are all the rage right now. They're rare and hard to find. This one is incredible. I got the mermaid smoking and drinking Vision down there. And then on the back side, you have the back hit. Mark Gonzalez board. Vision right there. Super sick t-shirt. I can't imagine many of these still exist, or at least in good condition. And this one looks like it's in pretty good condition for sure. So super dope tee. Great. Lots of great description here. This one sold for $1,100. Then at number 7, we have the only vintage Marvel tee that made the list this week after a few weeks of lots of Marvel sales. We have this one, which is the graphic is pretty simple. We have Beast, and I don't know, is that alter ego? I don't know. You tell me who this other guy is. Looks like basically another Beast. Maybe it's just two Beasts. But on the Fruit of the Loom tag, like we normally would expect to see on one of these t-shirts, it is a size XL, even better, pit to pit 23-31. Man, this would be dope to have. This is one from looks like the 96 era, so that's pretty interesting that the tag is that Fruit of the Loom tag. It's a little bit of a slightly different version of it. But this one, super dope. We've seen a lot of Marvel tees in the last few months go for a lot of money, and this one did as well. This one went for $1,100 with 8 bids. Then at number 6, we have the Ice Cube bootleg rap tee. Somehow somebody found this t-shirt. It's so funny that we see this all the time. It just says vintage 90s bootleg rap tee. That's all it needed to say for someone to find it and pay some good money for it. Looks like there's some damage. We got a hole there. The graphic is a little bit worn out, but still faded in a beautiful way. There's the back hit. Definitely has some fade. Definitely has some wear. But looks like maybe the only like hole was that hole in the shoulder. So that's not too bad. You might even be able to repair that. Still dope tee. It says no dry rot, which that's great. They just give us the length, but they don't give us the width. Oh, and the armpit. Looks like it has holes in the armpit. Classic. Yeah, that can be rough too. But still, cool t-shirt. Someone found it, even though the listing title was pretty rough. This one sold for $1,200. Now at number 5, we have a t-shirt that we've seen on this list a million times before, it feels like. We have the Akira anime, like all over print t-shirt. Love the way that the seller put a bunch of cables and cords all around. I can see some USB, I can see some guitar cables, I can see some power cables, some like audio video cables. Great touch. Loved it. Love the way you listed that. Looks like the t-shirt's in pretty good condition. They don't specify any flaws. Size XL, even better. That's great. This one went for $1,300 with 21 bids. Undead Thrift sold this. I don't know if it almost seemed like when I checked their page that they may have gotten booted off of. Yeah, the user is not found. So not sure what happened there. Not sure if something happened with this sale or other sale and the user got booted, or maybe this is a fake sale, stole the money, deleted his account. Not sure. We'll have to figure that one out. If you know what's going on, if Undead Thrift, if you're watching, let us know what's going on in the comments below. Hopefully the sale went through and everyone is happy. But super dope t-shirt at number 5. Then at number 4, this is probably my favorite t-shirt of the entire list. It's definitely one of the most unique t-shirts we have seen on the list in a while. With this 1950s hand-painted Korean War Army 24th Division t-shirt. Look at this hand paint on the back. It's incredible. Like, wow. Here's the front, U.S. Army 24th Division. Does not appear to be any tag that I can see, but very much an older like undershirt. I mean, these are the grandfathers, great grandfathers of graphic tees today. So just super cool little piece of history here. I know a bunch of people that would probably want this t-shirt. I'm thinking about you, Rusty. But this one, super dope. I would imagine people would pay up for this, and they certainly did. This one went for $1,500. Super, super cool t-shirt. Speaking of super cool t-shirts, at number 3, we have this 1985 WWF MTV crossover or collab, Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper wrestling tee. Look at this one. This one looks like it has been folded since the 80s, and that it's the first time it's seen the light of day. What a cool graphic. We got the 3-string bass. You don't see that very often, but you have Hulk Hogan playing the 3-string bass here. WWF MTV super collab here. The war to settle the score. This is so cool. I assume that, it says new, so this is dead stock, probably I don't know where this thing has been hiding this whole time, but it's a size medium, which is a bit of a bummer. It's a bit of a bummer just because it's pretty small, and the 80s mediums were even smaller than regular mediums today. Either way, super dope. Madison Square Garden. The graphic is like pristine. This one deserves it. Deserves every penny spent on it, I imagine, and every penny equaled $1,820 sale. Congratulations to buyer and seller on such a cool t-shirt. Then at number 2, we have a t-shirt we have seen many times on this list as well. We have the 1994 Nirvana Insecticide Kurt Cobain giant tag t-shirt. This one's great. This is one of my favorites from Nirvana. This one looks like it's in great condition. There's that giant tag. Looks like it's in great condition as far as like maybe it's like a couple pinholes, actually a handful of pinholes there. But generally, it looks like the graphic is still there. Not a whole lot going on the backside. Wicked tee, like one of the better Nirvana tees for sure. We've seen it many times. Just so you guys know that if you haven't, we don't include heart-shaped box tees because they would probably just dominate the list every single week, which is pretty boring. But these Nirvana tees, other Nirvana tees that are not the heart-shaped box tees, do make it, and this one did at $2,055 with 31 bids. Fire tee. Now, before we get to number 1, if you're going to spend a fortune like on one of these t-shirts on this list, make sure that it's authentic by using the legitimate app in the description below. Use code LoopFan for 25% off your authentication. Then at number 1, we have the vintage size XL Nas Street Dreams t-shirt. This one looks minty fresh. I can't imagine this was worn. I mean, look at that tag. And the buyer actually makes a reference to this. Look, that back head is so clean. The buyer says, let's read this down here. He has a grading scale, 1 to 10. 1 meaning little to no signs of dry rot. 5 meaning the shirt will tear with forceful tug or twist on the sleeves. And 10 meaning there's significant signs of dry rot. And he scores this guy 5 out of 10. So there are some risks of dry rot. He says he's selling it for display, personal collection, and so that's interesting. That even at display and for display and personal collection purposes, this T-shirt still sold for $3,500. These Nas T-shirts have in the past gone for a lot of money. They are harder to find, apparently. And look at that polo jacket he's wearing. It's super dope. But this one still went for $3,500, even though there's the threat of dry rot. Death to dry rot. Anyway, great t-shirt at number 1 this week. Congratulations, buyer and seller, on this dope t-shirt at number 1.